What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am the Crypto Crow. Mr. RC's first in chat. Welcome. Adam R. Olivier Santos, what's up? It's been a little bit since I've been live, and I thought I would come on and discuss a couple things. Some scary things. Hopefully this video gets popular because I really want it to spread a message. But first, we're going to look at Bitcoin a little bit. Bitcoin is just not doing so well. Not sure what else to say. This is a 30-minute chart and we're still dropping a bit. We're not yet in oversold on a 30-minute. We're not in oversold. We haven't broke down here just yet. I think that's coming. Well, that's odd. On a 1 hour, we're up. On a 30-minute, we're down. On a 4 hour, we're down. So that's odd. Not sure what's happening there. Just sell signals all over the place for the most part. Looking at a 5 minute, we're getting a little. I mean, nothing. None of this means anything. Just kind of. Oh. Getting a little bit of a tick up. We'll leave this on the 5 minute just because it's a little more active and it's a little more fun to watch. But realistically, what I was originally thinking is if I look at it on a daily, a daily chart, we're just riding this line here on a daily. Whether that's an indication that, we're going to break down even further, I really don't know. I'm not going to try and pretend to have a clue at this point because there's so much going on in the market right now in crypto. And there's a lot of scary stuff. And the first thing that I want to touch on, and we're going to get to, I just read about a study that was done with like 3 million people. And they picked like their favorite altcoins that were not Bitcoin or Ethereum. But what altcoins are they looking to buy into? And so I'll give you that information soon. But first thing I want to touch on is this, because I want this to be something that everybody sees before they run off of the video because I ramble or it's too long. A new threat alert, new Trojans targeting major crypto exchanges apps discovered. So if you're using crypto exchange apps like CoinBase or any of these apps out there, there are new Trojans that are ultimately they're basically this is the scariest I've seen so far because these are actually going after two-factor. Threat Fabric, an Amsterdam-based cybersecurity firm specializes in threats to the financial industry, has identified the Cerberus Trojan that steals two-factor authentication codes generated by the Google Authenticator app for internet banking, email accounts, and cryptocurrency exchanges. This is scary. US-based cryptocurrency exchange CoinBase is one of the crypto platforms listed in the Cerberus exhaustive list of targets, which also includes major financial institutions around the world and social media apps. The cybersecurity firm notes that it has not identified any advertisement on the dark web for Cerberus's updated features, leading it to believe that the updated version is still in the test phase, but might be released soon. Cerberus updated during early 2020. Threat Fabric's report states that the remote access Trojan rat Cerberus was first identified during the end of June, superseding the Anubis Trojan and emerging as a major malware as a service product. These are basically malware applications that hackers and script kiddies can pay a monthly service to access and get full suites of support and updates and all sorts of things. Absolutely sickening. Once installed, Cerberus is able to download a device's contents and establish connections, providing the malicious actor with full access over the device. The rat can then be used to operate any app on the device, including bank and cryptocurrency apps. Wow. The feature enabling theft of devices' screen lock credentials, PIN, and lock pattern is powered by a simple overlay that will require the victim to unlock the device. From the implementation of the rat, we can conclude that this screen lock credential theft was built in order for the actors to be able to remotely unlock the device in order to perform fraud when the victim is not using the device. This once more shows the creativity of criminals to build the right tools to be successful. Banking Trojans increasingly target crypto wallet apps. The report also examines two other rats that rose to prominence after Anubis, Hydra and Gustav. Gustav targets Australian and Canadian banks, cryptocurrency wallets, and government websites, while Hydra has recently expanded in scope after mostly targeting Turkish banks and blockchain wallets. Including Cerberus, the three Trojans target at least 26 cryptocurrency exchanges and custody providers. The targets include several leaders in the crypto sector, including CoinBase, Binance, Xapo, Wirex, and BitPay. More than 20 of the targets are wallets providers offering support for leading cryptocurrencies. A potential defense against Cerberus is to use a physical authentication key to prevent remote attacks. These keys require a hacker to have the actual device. You know what? So, okay. So this is really getting disgusting, and this is not going to help the cryptocurrency space whatsoever. But ultimately, I have been using one of these for a while now. I will say probably the last year and a half, 2 years. And I'm not going to say, I was going to show it, but I'm like, I'm not showing anybody which one I'm using. But basically what these are hardware keys that, for example, if I want to go into an exchange, or if I want to go into my email, or I want to go into my YouTube channel, or basically anything that I feel is very, very important, I basically have to plug in, I'm looking at it, I have to plug in a USB, it's through a USB connection, I have to put it in, and I don't know if they all act the same way or not. I think they do, yeah. So basically, I just don't want to tell anybody which one I have or give any clues, but basically I have to put it in my USB drive, push a button, and then it activates it and it says, okay, you can get access to this. And I also used, I use a lot. Like if there's a security option, I pretty much use it. But I've been using my hardware key for quite a while. And it does help me feel a little more secure. And well, now it helps me feel even that much more secure. I would highly encourage you guys to look into this, because this is the kind of stuff. I mean, these things range, I think, from, about $45, 30, well, these are pounds, so this is probably like $45. But let's just say, here's one for 22 pounds. I guess this would be maybe $30. I'm not sure. But I would consider getting the best one and using it on everything you have. I've been really big on security for a long time, and I'm always trying to learn more, and I like to try and stay up on the latest threats and security measures and things, because everybody knows my history. I've been SIM hacked, I've been hacked. So since then, I've just gotten extremely paranoid. And, I actually had a lawyer from Google. This was back when that hacker was trying to delete. He deleted all my videos on YouTube. And, I had a lawyer. He was like, hey man, you need to, just some personal advice. I shouldn't even say who he is. I don't know. I don't think he would get in any trouble or anything, but basically he was just like, look, you need to upgrade your account and you need to get a hardware key. And he sent me some links to show me what are some of these hardware keys. And I immediately did everything he said. And, so it's definitely anything that helps me sleep at night while I'm in this space, knowing that I'm a target for all kinds of randomness. I try to do it. So I highly encourage you guys, each and every, there are 157 of you out there. Those of you that do not have one yet, I highly encourage you to go out and pick a hardware key and start using it on everything. Because it's the cost of one of these hardware, and they're easy. Like they're very easy. You pop it in, push a button, and boom. It's easier than two-factor, like using the apps. You know what I mean? But you just have to have the key. So, if you're trying to access something somewhere else, and maybe you have a new IP or like whatever, and it's not recognized, you have to have that key. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say other than that's like an extremely important thing, and I really hope you guys take heed. Now, before I dive into this, let's see here. Lots of people holding ADA. It's the next Bitcoin. Smash up the likes. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. Greetings from Apostle Crypto. Well, greetings to you too. Thanks for joining me. Watching in Toledo, Ohio. Not too far. Hello, Crow. What's going on with 2FA? Well, I just discussed that. Looks like there are more and more people climbing into chat. So for those of you guys, I'll touch base on this, or you can go back and watch this video from the beginning. But there's new malware that are targeting crypto exchange apps and Google two-factor. So it's very scary. Get a hardware key. That's the summary. How about protecting your cell phone apps? I leave everything turned off until I need it for something anyway. I don't know how much that helps, but just any precaution I can make, I make it. Crow, a prophecy. Keep up the format you always had. You are a 1 million plus YouTuber when the herd comes in, and we are past the one. That's really sweet. I really appreciate that. I'm not going to lie and say, when I see some of these YouTubers that are, they do these really edited, polished videos, and they don't really say much. They're all reading scripts, and they get a lot of views, so it's like, man, should I be doing that? Like, what? I don't know if what I do is enough. And is what I do more beneficial to the people that do view me, or is it less beneficial? And I've always had that question in the back of my mind. But, the feedback that I got, was just fantastic on that one video where I was asking everybody for feedback, and I just figured, you know what, I'm just going to keep it the way I do it. What if you lose your key? Then you might be screwed. Keep it safe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe get more than one key if you need to. It wouldn't hurt to have more than one. And then just set each of those up. I do have some more prediction videos, price prediction videos that are going to come out Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. So be on the lookout for those. I forget. I think I've got one coming on Tron that people may or may not like. I have one coming up on, I forget, honestly. I forget which ones. Joe Rogan doesn't have polished videos. Yeah, well, I'm not Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan built the Joe Rogan experience over a decade. Just having daily, consistent, interesting guests for 10 years. I would love to do what Joe Rogan does, but we already have a Joe Rogan, So it's always been kind of a goal of mine to be a guest on Joe Rogan. I mean, look, a lot of people want to get on because, he gets a lot of views and things. I just would love to hang out with Joe Rogan and just talk to him about a lot of different stuff. And, I feel like I have a lot of interesting stories, coming up and growing up and things that may be of interest to people. But outside of that, just to be able to educate him on the altcoin market a bit, I know he's had some big Bitcoin guests. And, I don't know. I just think I think we'd have a lot of fun. Like me, Joe Rogan, and Eddie Bravo doing a show together, I think would end up being insane. Like, it would just be a riot. I mean, we would get into conspiracies and get into secret societies, and we would just have a blast. I think it would be just a really good show. But, maybe someday. We like you the way you are, Jason. Well, I like you, Ronald Winokur, the way you are too. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I am just going to kind of keep thinking. I've realized that when I do videos specifically on things that I think are pertinent or relevant to the time, not just what I think is going to get me a lot of clickbait views. And I know that a lot of YouTubers focus on that. I could go out and I could do searches and some keyword research and figure out what everybody's Googling and then do a video on that topic and just kind of ride that train. I go through the news and I just try to figure out, what's important to me. Like, as a cryptocurrency enthusiast, as somebody who's in the midst of all this, what's important to me, not necessarily what do I think is going to get, what's going to be a great clickbait title and what's going to be, I should do that more. But some of the stuff that I feel is clickbaity, it's just not of interest to me. I just share what I think is good. So I appreciate it. I have never heard your stance on Icon or Tezos. I love Icon. I think Icon was one of the first projects I invested in at ICO. So finally got some ADA thanks to DIY and I don't know. I guess he was talking about the other channel. I'm new to this channel and you're unique to the other YouTube channels. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Chris Parsons. I actually know a Chris Parsons. So that's cool. You were late on Chainlink. I was in when you were saying not to jump in on it when it was 84 cents. I don't know that I ever said don't jump in on it. I just think I went through a period where I was extremely skeptical of new ICOs, and so much stuff in the ICO market to me has come out to just be lackluster, like just not a lot of high activity. And a lot of these companies, would you fire up with? I would. I don't care. I would totally bring it. Let's have a party. Let's have some fun. Let's get real deep into some crazy shit. Like, it would just be a wild show. I wouldn't. Look, he likes to hunt and eat meat and smoke weed. Like, whatever, man. I would shit. Let's fire up some moose meat and light it up. I don't care. Like, let's go for it. It would be great. Someday, maybe. I just don't think I'm not big enough. A lot of the people that he brings on, they're all selling books, and a lot of that stuff is booked through PR reps and stuff. I've tried going that route. They just ignore me. They don't give a shit. They're like, oh, you're just some dumb YouTuber. You're nobody. You know what I mean? So I don't think that dream will ever come true, but you never know. Maybe someday at the height of the next peak, if I happen to blow up, my channel gets really big and he starts to take notice and, he looks into some of my background and realizes we've got a lot of things in common. We'd probably be a really good show and maybe that'll happen, but I'm not counting on anything. Joey Diaz is one of the funniest dudes ever. Every time he's on Joe Rogan, I lose it. With this guy's stories. And I've been turned on, like Patrice O'Neal is another. I've seen Patrice O'Neal and I just thought he was like a big angry black dude, and he was funny, but I never really paid much attention. And Rogan and some others were talking about Patrice O'Neal and how he had passed. Apparently he had died of complications of diabetes and things. But they were talking about how he's just one of the unsung, greatest comics. And so I started going back and watching a lot of, he doesn't have that many, but a lot of, oh my God, I went through a week where I watched everything he did, even call-in radio shows, you know what I mean? And I was losing it. Patrice O'Neal is probably one of the funniest angry people ever. And I don't even know if it's that he's just that angry. He's just he just doesn't care. He doesn't care who he offends or what he says. It all comes straight from the gut based off of his life's experience and his personal beliefs. And he was extremely smart about it. I mean, a lot of the stuff he said could go either way, but let's see. Take Your Wife's Book. Yeah, that's funny. She's just she's editing her second book right now. So Jason, I like you more than I like him nowadays. You're a hell of a lot more honest. More than who? I mean, Joe Rogan is extremely honest. Thank you, but I don't think, I think Joe Rogan's very, very honest. I think he's a pretty straight up guy. So anyway, let's dive into some of this stuff here. 3 million traders reveal the most popular crypto assets after Bitcoin and Ethereum. A year-long poll, so this is over the course of a year, likely through the bear market, at a London-based crypto exchange is offering a unique look at the most popular cryptocurrencies after Bitcoin and Ethereum. Luno asked its 3 million users which coin they want to buy this year, apart from the two largest cryptocurrencies by market cap. Forbes reports that it grabbed a copy of the company's leaked internal slides revealing the results of the survey. Flexing its muscle at number one is Ripple's XRP. So that's interesting. Other took second place. That's interesting too, because Other could be anything. It could be any number of like random tokens, random coins that, you know, that they just didn't specifically name. Followed by Litecoin, which I find a little interesting, and Stellar Lumens, which I do have a price prediction for Stellar Lumens coming. Rounding out the top 4 spots on the list. So Other could be anything. And then you've got Litecoin and Stellar Lumen. So I've been pretty bullish on Ripple and Stellar, so that's a good sign. I don't have any Litecoin at all. Grabbing the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th spots are Bitcoin Cash, the utility token Binance Coin, which, look, I like Binance Coin, and if I had hindsight, I would have put it all into Binance Coin at the beginning of the bear market and just let it go, because then you'd have everything else on the market in mass. But Binance is going to be losing its legs. I mean, like every year, every quarter, if I'm not mistaken, the Binance yield gets cut down further and further to the point where it's going to serve no real purpose other than paying down exchange fees. Privacy coins Monero, which we've all known Monero is a pretty big one in the privacy coin market. And then the stable coin for USD, USDC. So USDC taking over Tether. In terms of interest and trust, apparently, among a lot of these 3 million people. Another privacy coin, Zcash, ranks 9th, and ERC20 token Maker rounds out the list as the 10th most popular coin. A number of large cap cryptocurrencies did not make the cut, including EOS and Tezos. Interesting, with XRP being in first. So there you have it. I thought that was actually a pretty interesting thing. The only thing is, this is a year-long poll, but you don't necessarily know exactly when that year-long poll started and ended. So you don't know exactly what cryptocurrencies were available at the time. So like not a lot of details went into that. But, you know, it is what it is. It's still some pretty decent information. Let me take a look at this 5-minute again and see if, yeah, see, there we go. Turning blue. Got a buy signal, went up a tick, then it's turning blue again. I mean, this is just silliness. I think it was the 12 hour. 12 hour we're under, we're overbought, or oversold, sorry. We're oversold on the 12 hour. But I mean, we're riding that line on a 4 hour, which is, you know, we're still above this bottom line here, but I mean, we've been riding this for a while. I mean, we went under it, came up. I mean, here's the thing though. I still am leaving my Bitcoin alone, because the reality is when this decides to go up, I'm telling you guys, when this decides to go up, it can do one of these numbers. Pow. I mean, actually more, because I believe we're still going to see $11,000 to $14,000 by the time of the halving. And, you know, we could do one of those in a matter of a couple of days. This could happen over the course of a day. This is a 4-hour chart. So if I want to look at a daily, you know, I mean, it could be one of these type jobs. And I mean, look, you see how fast it came down, and this is over a daily chart. So each one of these is a day in the market. But, you know, when the pump comes and you know, when this turns around and people start buying in again, it's going to be a cascading effect to the upside. So it's just one of those things where I'm not really willing to risk it. I'm very comfortable. I wouldn't even care if we drop down to 8,000. I'm still not going to panic sell. That's what these guys want you to do. These guys that are pushing the market down. And sure, there are other circumstances in the market, that are going to dictate what's happening to the Bitcoin price. But overall, I don't let it break me. I don't let it freak me out. I think Tezos is ahead of Ethereum, who is struggling to get to 2.0. Tezos has them beat already, the new Ethereum. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really dove deep into Tezos yet. I am going to be. I'm going to be learning a lot more about it. I've been focusing more on these prediction things. And you'll notice I've been wearing like the same shirt, because what happens is I take my shirt off and I throw it over a monitor. And then when I'm ready to do a video, I throw it back on and I do a video. I have like, it's so funny. I have a bunch of different shirts and I have some stuck in my chair. I have all these shirts because it's so hot down here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ball these up and I'm going to throw them so that laundry gets them. Oh, here's another one. Here's the blue shirt. And so that's seriously what I do. I have all these different shirts and I'll throw one on. But then after when I'm done and I've done a few videos and this and that, they start to get wrinkly and I'm like, okay, I just leave them alone and grab a new shirt from my closet. So yeah, there's a little inside fact there for you. That's kind of silly. Michael, what's up, man? I am well. Thank you. And I hope you're well hope you are well as well. How about that? I'm sipping yesterday's Starbucks. I tell you what, I go to Starbucks. So I make these little weak coffees in the morning where I throw a couple scoops of, or a couple tablespoons of instant coffee. And then I throw some creamer in there and I'm good to go. And then when I go to Starbucks, I get like down to here and I'm flying. And I was buzzing so hard yesterday, I had to put my whole coffee in the fridge. And then I like nuked it this morning. So yeah. And I am so close to 80,000 subscribers again. I think I was at a peak. I think in the last bull market, I was getting like 2,500 new subscribers a day. As crazy as that sounds, but it's true. And of course I have trolls like, oh, he bought all his followers and he bought all his views. I'm like, wow, you're such a moron. Like, YouTube's done all these purges and stuff where like all of the bots and the fakes and all that stuff have been completely wiped like multiple times. You know what I mean? My channel's hardly ever effective. I don't play that stuff. Like, I don't buy followers. Like, I don't even know how you would do that. Like, I know you can do it on stuff like Instagram and I think Twitter, but I don't even know how you get away with that stuff on YouTube. But apparently all of you are bought. Some of the stuff people say, like my trolls, man, I tell you what, they really reach quite a bit. But anyway, I was getting like 2,500 subscribers a day. And then when the bear market fell, it's like several of my videos had like 650,000 views. You know what I mean? Like they were just blowing up. And so I think those were the catalyst to a lot of my subscriptions growing so fast. And, when the bear market hit, I started getting a little depressed, but I wasn't done. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? And I started spending a lot of time on all these other projects like Crow Trader, Crow Mining, the exchange that I spent a year on, all this stuff. And, I wasn't on YouTube every day. And so my subscribers really started to fall. And I can't remember where I peaked out. I think it was either 82 or 85,000. I don't remember, honestly. It might have just been 80 and I could just be like thinking different, but, they dropped all the way down to like 73 or 74,000 over the course of like a year and a half due to like my lack of consistent activity. And so we're back up. I mean, I'll probably be at 80,000 over the weekend. And, I think I'm like 150 away or so. And so I'm pretty happy about that, but I got to get to 100,000, man. That's my real goal for this new season. I want to get to 100,000. I could just go buy it. According to my trolls, I could just go buy 100,000. Be like, yay, I made it. Power ledger in Australia is huge. People selling power on the grid. That's funny that you say that because I think that's another one of my. I don't remember if it's released yet or not. Has my Power Ledger video released yet or not? If it hasn't, it's coming. It's coming early next week. How is Crow Mining doing? Been considering grabbing 1 or 2 miners myself. Crow Mining's been doing very well. I mean, you can join the Crow Mine. I'm pretty sure there are links in my description where you can join the Telegram group and just ask the miners yourself. I mean, we encourage everybody, like, discuss your experience, let people know, like, if they come in with questions, you'll get a lot of people. I mean, our mods, our admins are like the people that are in there constantly updating people. It's been very, very, very good so far. Thank you for subscribing. Always a pleasure. Your subscribers are at resistance right now. Crow, also Kyber Network, just onto CoinBase. Oh, interesting. Only 267 viewers watching. Honestly, you know, that's been going up. I mean, very slowly, the number of people that are tuning into my live videos has been going up. I mean, I know I missed the days when I was getting like 900 people live, but we'll get there. You know, people are poking around right now. I think a lot of people are trying to figure out who are they interested in, who do they want to watch, who do they trust to give them proper information, not just a bunch of fluff, flash and trash. But you know, some people are just bored and hanging out. Honestly, I've been having fun with my Oculus Quest as well. How's the ADA testnet going? That's been going really well as well. We have a community for that. Crodano, the incentivized testnet, that's been going well. There have been ebbs and flows in the ROI on the Crodano node, but as my developer has gone through, like, it's been the same with everybody. I mean, it's like a lottery. There's ebbs and flows, but overall it's been doing very well and people seem to be very happy. I think we have like 32 million Cardano staked on the Crodano node right now. And that's up from, you know, like 7 million. So, I mean, it's been doing really well. I think, Gay for Crow, that's funny. Haven't seen that in a long time. Also, I should let everybody know too, I think Melanie, I don't see her in chat right now, but Melanie is actually working on some Crow merch. She's a graphic designer by trade, and she came to me on and she said, hey, why don't we do some, you know, Crypto Crow merchandise? I'll design some cool stuff, and so I have no idea what she's going to come up with, but I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm more than happy to do that. So we'll see what she comes up with. I'm waiting to see her designs. Hey, Crow, just got online. Good to see you live. Yes, Dallas. Welcome. Charles Hoskinson is on his way to South Africa. Going to be huge cause. Cyril, I can barely see that. Ramaphosa, president, is a solid businessman, and he is head of Africa. That's cool. Card delay, no. That's funny. Interesting. Chainlink is up. Nice shirt. Yeah, thank you. I love this shirt. This is my favorite shirt because it's thick, but I get people all the time in public. They're like, whoa, dude, love your shirt, man. And like, there are a lot of race fans. And they'll like ask me about like these like F1 races and stuff. It's like, I'm not an F1 racer fan, really. But I just love AMG and I love Mercedes. I love Mercedes. So, yeah. And then the back, there's Patronus or whatever. That's the Harry Potter spell. GoChain getting delisted on Binance as a trading pair with Binance Coin. GoChain getting delisted or getting listed as a trading pair with Binance Coin? Big difference. Dragon Chain reaches out to Stinky Linky to interchain. Oh, that's kind of funny. Crow, I gave up on Amazon FBA after finding out what it takes to succeed. I'm moving towards a self-taught coder programmer. Interesting. So I'm still a believer in Amazon FBA. Okay. I just don't think it's anywhere near as easy as a lot of these YouTube gurus lead people to believe. These YouTube gurus basically push you to buy their courses, We've got all the answers. We'll teach you how it's done. We'll tell you everything you need. Just give me $1,000. And it's bullshit. The reality is that Amazon FBA is so highly competitive that I personally believe that the majority of the efforts that go into starting a new FBA business is futile. Unless you're extremely well capitalized. Because your first product or two is likely going to be an extremely strong learning experience. And it's probably going to cost thousands. And on top of that, I think that one of the key ways of really being competitive on Amazon is to have a patented product of your own, which is what I'm doing. And that's why it's been taking me so long. I wasn't originally planning on it. I was originally planning on following a lot of what I've been seeing on YouTube. But the more I got into it, I'm like, this can't be right. It can't be right. These goons are trying to take your money and tell you to do this and do that. But when they're all saying the same thing, I'm like, no, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. The fact of the matter is you pay these YouTube gurus $1,000 to take their courses, and there's a lot of stuff that these courses do not explain. And it's like, I've done enough in business to know that a lot of that stuff is bullshit. And so I'm actively building my own product. I am designing a game. It's something I've always wanted to do anyway. And I've always wanted to create my own video game and my own board game. And, while the video game may be out of reach, this board game is within my grasp. And it's something that I really want to do. And I think it'll be really fun. And so I've got a concept artist. He's working every day. I've got a 3D designer. I'm going to be doing card art and a lot of different stuff associated with the game. I've got a whole small army of miniatures, tactical players, and people that are going to help play test it and help define the rules and perfect everything. And it's just going to be kind of a community fun thing. And hopefully the game does well. But that's what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be copywriting it and doing what I need to protect it so that people can't just duplicate it and resell it. Right. And that's the name of the game on Amazon. If you have a patent or you can protect your product from being duplicated, well, then you've already thwarted a lot of the competition. And for me, something like a game, it's a lot more difficult to build up a user base for a game. And it's just not the type of thing that a lot of these companies or these guys, these Amazon FBA guys, it's not the type of thing that they're just going to rush out and try and duplicate to capitalize on. So it's basically going to be all up to me. And I like that. And that's kind of the way I'm trying to position myself. If I do well, it's because I deserve it. And if I don't, it's because it's just I don't deserve it. And I'm okay with that either way. What I don't want is to go out and try and, what's really popular today? Oh, it looks like these toilet paper roll holders are really popular. I think I'll go make my own, differentiate it with my logo, or I'll make it a little longer, a little wider, change the color so it's different from the rest. Screw all that nonsense, man. It's like, yeah, you might be able to sell some, but you're going to be stomped on by everybody that's already making a lot of money selling that product. It's just how it is. So basically my whole passion to profit comes into play here. I'm taking something that I'm very passionate about, something that I really want to do. I'm not just doing it because of the numbers. And that's going to drive me, I hope, to be successful in launching this game. And once this is done, then I'm going to really start picking up on a lot more of these Amazon FBA, pay-per-click, online marketing, all this stuff. And I'm going to really start branching out into the videos, teaching everybody exactly what I've done. So make sure you subscribe if you're interested in that. I will say that I did just open, this is really eerie to say. My wife brought in this box to me. And she's like, what did you get from China? And I'm like, oh, that's a sample product that I ordered like a month ago. And she was like, should you be opening that? And I'm like, I'm sure it's fine. Like, it's no different than if you were to order a product on Amazon. I mean, realistically, the products that you're getting on Amazon are coming out of China as well. And so, but I'm not gonna lie, it was like kind of an eerie feeling when I'm like cutting this box open and everything. I'm like, okay, out come the corona, but like, but I'm sure it's fine. It's a sample product that I got. Actually, it looks really good. I mean, I haven't gone through it yet, but as soon as I open it up, I like because I use this for my airbrush. It's just like a bottle of alcohol, and I like all over my hands. I should probably moisturize my hands because that stuff will dry your hands out. But anyway. All right, so 41-minute live video. There are almost 300 of you on, and I really appreciate it. Crow, why don't the people in Cincinnati support you? I want your crypto convention in Sharonville, Ohio, and I thought the turnout was weak. I thought the people in Cincinnati don't appreciate you. Yeah, I kind of ranted about that. It's not that they don't support me, really, as much as they don't support anybody. Like, the people in Cincinnati are very, like, kind of self-centered and just not, Mark Twain said something along the lines of, like, if you want to, or basically said something along the lines of Cincinnati's 10 years behind everything else and everybody else. It's just the mentality here is very judgmental, very closed-minded, very just not new, not open to anything, like, new, like, all there is to do around here in Cincinnati is go watch sports, go to a museum, go to a live band bar, and eat. Like, that's it. Like, it's like there's just nothing happening here. And so, yeah, I was actually really, really, really surprised too. The people, it was like everybody that showed up for Chainwise came from all over the world. Very few local Cincinnati people, which is one of the reasons why I'll never do anything in Cincinnati like that again. Like, I just won't. I'm not going to waste the time. Cincinnati is a flyover city for just about everything. Like, major acts and, a lot of the stuff. Cincinnati's a flyover. Like, musicians and bands and actors and comedians and a lot of these guys don't like coming through Cincinnati because it's just a different kind of market, man. It's like I don't know. It's just a very, very lame town, plain and simple. And I don't feel bad about saying that because it's true. I want a stake, but I have little capital. Does the Crow brand have a staking pool? If you mean on Cardano, yes, it's the Crodano node. It's CROW on and when you're opening up your testnet wallet and you're looking for a staking node, it's the Crow node. Crow, you have an edge because Silicon Valley is overcrowded. Pack up the family and move to Dallas, man. Great real estate market for your wife and big tech spot for you. Bonus, no state tax. That's pretty cool. I've looked. We've thought, like, where would we go if we moved out of here? Where would we go if we were to move out of Cincinnati? Like, both of us really, neither of us really like it much here. I thought, Arizona might be nice. I really don't even know. I don't know where we would go. I would love a brand new place with brand new people, brand new personalities. Like, around here, it's like, and I hate to sound this way, but it's like people around here, it's like if you've met one person, you've met them all to a certain extent. It's like, I know this sounds bad, but it's just the mentality around here. It's like eat, sleep, go to church, judge other people, work, go home, watch TV, do nothing, be nothing, and rinse and repeat. Like, I don't know. That just seems to be the general mentality around here, and it's absolutely mind-numbing. And it's difficult to even teach people around here new things that'll help them. They just don't want to pay attention. I don't know. It's almost Twilight Zone-ish for me. Texas is the best place. So for a lot of the other people here, I'm going to basically make sure you go back. If you didn't see the first part of this video where I discussed the new two-factor threat, make sure you check that out and look into that. The problem with this two-factor threat is it doesn't really say exactly how they're targeting these apps. Like, it doesn't say how they're getting on the devices. So hopefully somebody will do a more of a clarification article about how these, in one way, it sounds like this Cerberus is infecting the actual exchange applications. and then it's infecting like your two-factor or your device overall, which is giving you access to the two-factor on your phone or your device or whatever you're doing. I don't know. So that's a big question, but make sure you grab a hardware key. That's basically all there is to it. Grab a hardware key. There are plenty of different versions out there. YubiKey. I know a lot of people really like YubiKey. Just check them out and get one. There's Google's Titan key. It's like $60, and there are others out there. So check them out. And on that note, guys, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I got a couple of bright cryptos. Shane, I haven't seen you in a while. I caught you on a live. Why don't you like Cincinnati? As long as you're with your family, it should be fine. Yeah, you're late. Come to Europe, Malta, the blockchain island, and register your exchange there. The Prime Minister would be delighted. Yeah, I'm done with the exchange. People talking about coronavirus. Is this fear porn? That's honestly a good question. It seems like one of the big differentiator. Or are you talking about coronavirus, or are you talking about the two-factor malware? I don't think it's fear porn. I think it's legit. I mean, these guys are preparing. Just like everybody else is using the bear market as a time to prepare, accumulate holdings, average down on things they bought at a high, yada, yada, yada. If you don't think that the hackers aren't preparing too, they are. And it's scary because these guys are smart and they're, I feel like we're just fish in a barrel for these guys. And so that's why I like to try and spread the word of any of these new potential threats that arise. Jason, could you please tell us your Stellar Lumen prediction? I just bought in at 5 cents each. That is coming. I've got a prediction video coming. Can you stake Cardano with a new wallet? No, you had to have Cardano on either the Yori or the Daedalus wallet at the time of the Snapchat. Or the Snapchat, I keep saying that. The snapshot. And any... nothing wrong with church. I'm just saying that it makes people... a lot of the people that I know that frequent church on a regular basis and are in this kind of area, they're just very judgmental. I'm just not about judgy people or judgy anything. I don't judge anybody. As long as you're not hurting people and you're not dishonest, you're not basically a piece of shit, live your life, do whatever you want, be happy. That's the way I see it. Some people think that you need to live the way they live in order for you to be okay. And that's just nonsense. So, does the YubiKey work with Mu? I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure on that. You'd have to look up YubiKey. There's so many different keys and all that. I don't really know for sure. Jason, why they didn't include the ADA Life wallet for staking? I don't know. I've never even heard of the ADA Life wallet personally. So I don't know. I do not know. Jason, okay. Stellar predictions coming. All right. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign out here. Please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Make sure it says all. That way you get a better update as to when I go live. My prediction videos that are coming out, I've been working on them and really diving into some of these pretty deeply because I think that there are a lot of different factors associated with where a lot of these projects are going to be in 2020 and 2021. And so I'm trying to set a pretty realistic and reasonable course for what some of these projects are likely to do. So, I appreciate you guys for joining me on this Saturday afternoon. I hope you have a very good, fun, and safe weekend. And I'll see you again Monday with a price prediction that I think you'll want to see. Have a good weekend, folks. Curl your coins. See you again soon.